hopefully this is all in focus. So this is going to be another reflection pour, this time with a white background. The white is mixed with Floetrol and water. And I am going to begin by putting some silver down. So I'm going to just do it in. Now the white is thinner than the swipe colours. And where's my gold? The gold has some super fine glitter in it, which I'm hoping will come out. And the way this is different from, I guess, what a ghost pour. Well, I don't even know really. I mean, it's similar, except a ghost pour is you drag everything this way and then you drag everything this way, but I drag both at the same time. I'm just going to have a tiny bit of black in here. That's it. So now I get my paint cards, put them in the middle together and swipe together. And then I can wipe them off. If I had some towel, let me get some towel. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to use 2 new cards in the middle. Do that one again. And just scrape it off on the plastic. And in the middle, I overlap them slightly too. I'm going to do some different sizes. I'm going to do it on the narrow sides. And again. And this is why it's better to use clean cards each time, because then you don't get the drips. I'm going to do the wider ones. This looks quite different. Let me pick up my towel. I'm going to wipe off a couple of cards so I can use the other side of them. And then anything you don't like on it, you can, it's kind of forgiving. You can fix it by swiping. So when that is dry, we're going to come back and I'm going to add some gold leaf, which will make more sense as a reflection pour. So we'll come back tomorrow when it's dry. The first stage is dry. I'm going to bring you down for a closer look and hopefully you can see. I tilt you. I don't know if you can see, I can see it really clearly. Cameras are tricky. Anyway, the glitter does show through. There's some there, but it's just not shining properly. You see from a different angle. No, it's just not going to glitter, but it does glitter in the light. Maybe when I've put the resin on, it will show up. So the next stage, I'm going to use some gold leaf, and I have gilding adhesive, which I find very critical for gold leafing. it gives you a much better working time too, because you actually have to wait for it to dry. It dries pretty quickly, and then you can place your gold leaf down. So let's get on with that. For this step, I am going to use a fan brush. I have my gilding adhesive, which I'm just going to place. I've shaken it up. Oh, if I can get the lid off. I'm just going to place a little amount in there. This seems like it's quite expensive, but it lasts forever because you only need a tiny amount. So what I'm going to do is, here's my halfway line. And as this is what I'm calling the mirror swipe, I'm going to just lightly do this with the glue in the same spots, because it's meant to be mirrored. I mean, obviously it doesn't look exactly like a reflection, but it's the general gist. So I'm just going to lightly dab the ends of this in here and go up and down. And I'm trying to do it in places where I think it would create the most interest, like this big white area, for example, and not over the areas. Like this is really pretty, so I don't really want to go over that. I'll put some here, and maybe just a little bit up there, down here. Okay, the glue is pretty much dry. Now I get my gold leaf. Good day to do this is not when you are doing resin. So I'm just going to lay this over where I put the glue. There's some more there. More down here, yep. So when I brush all the particles off, you end up with lots of flakes. You can still use those flakes. I have a whole another bag full of gold leaf flakes that I use for gilding other things. Oh, there's a big gap. So here. And down here. Okay, now all the gold leaf is down, and for some reason I didn't have any up here. I'm going to just put a tiny amount there. Okay, I'm just going to go over with the roller. Then wait for this to dry. So I'm going over this with a roller, and I'm going to leave it for at least an hour to get really adhered down to the board. Then I will stipple off the gold leaf, and I have certain stippling brushes that I use for that. I'll just show you quickly because I'm probably going to do this bit off camera. So basically stippling, you go round and round and it takes off wherever you, oh, that's a bit dusty. wherever you don't want, wherever the gold leaf isn't stuck to, it'll come off. And hopefully it'll be nice kind of streaks because of the glue. So I'll come back to you once I've stippled off the gold leaf. I'll leave a little bit on. I'm going to do the stippling off outside because the gold leaf flies everywhere, but I will leave one area left so that I can show you how to do that. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. I love the way this has come out. So I left a piece on. I'm just going to show you how to take off the gold leaf. So you do need a stippling brush, which is quite hard, and they come in all kinds of different sizes. I normally begin with a large one, although I didn't today because this one's really dirty for some reason. I've got to wash that. Begin with a larger one and then get smaller. And all you do is go over the gold leaf. Simple as that. And like I said, I do have a bag for all the bits and pieces that come off so that I don't waste it, because it's not cheap. Okay. Now it's time for resin. This is a big painting. It's hard to get into the frame on my ruler. Where is my ruler? No idea. Yeah, I'm guessing this must be 18 by 24. Got the resin. Now it is time to bring the reflections to life. All right. I'm going to do this with my hands because it's just easier. And I can make sure it's all covered. So, if you haven't tried one of my reflection pours before, I hope you give it a go and give me a shout out. So it consists of 4 layers, a background color, then the pour and swipe, pouring down the middle and swiping, and then some kind of metal leaf, gold, silver, rose. I'm not sure, I've not seen like blues or greens. Might look on Amazon. And then lastly, the layer of resin. And then that gives you your reflection. So it's really the gold leaf that gives the reflection, reflecting what's going on in the background. Okie dokie. Cover that up. Plastic sticking to it. Right, and making sure all the sides are covered. Okay, that's all covered. I'm going to pop the bubbles. And we will leave this overnight. And in the morning, we'll come down and take a look at it. And I'm going to take it outside too, because there's some really, really like sparkly things happening. All right, see you in the morning. Well, I wanted to do this finale shot from outside, or in better daylight, but it's not very nice weather. It's kind of frosty. So, here we have the finished, and I'm going to turn my little lamp around and shine it right on it. Okay, I'm just going to hope the lighting is good. You're on my handheld stick. I'm going to turn a light on in a sec for you to see. If you can't see some glittery bits, we're going to bring you in. Let me turn the light on, see if it makes a difference. The gold foil really is absolutely beautiful. And totally makes the background pop. And this is why I call it the reflection pour, because you first pour the paint. Look at that. Look at that gold. Video does not do it justice. Anyway, and oh wow, it is snowing, beginning to snow here. Let me just show you, see if you can see out in my garden. You probably can't see it. Maybe you can see it coming down. It's going to be a cold, cold winter without you, except we're going to be with me. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.